Happy New Year. 2022. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, all my beautiful friends. So honored, so pleased to be with you today. Akasha here, Nan Akasha, and we're going to dive into what is this year all about? What are the energies right now? What are the energies this year that are relevant to you so that you can live and use the energies, use the moment to the optimal for you. And because we're all different, we all are on a similar but different path. We each can use these energies for our own highest good, and we can each use these energies to move to a higher place, move to a newer enlightened state. If you have my scale it's free in the shop, so make sure you have the scale of vibrational consciousness. And if you look at that, you can be aligned, you can accept, you can raise out of those lower states and live in a state of harmony and acceptance and inspiration and intention and permission and all of that wonderful love. Now, the most important thing right now is to let go of the belief that you're not doing it right, that you haven't done enough, you didn't prepare enough, I should have done more, why don't I hear my guides, why don't I know what my purpose is, why am I stuck in this pattern that keeps repeating, why do I keep dating the same person over and over, whatever it is, you've got to unplug, you've got to unhook. And you've got to understand that more than ever, there is the vital requirement that we tap into our inner authority, to who we are. So I want to invite you to get a soul reading or get a bundle of soul readings or join a new group reading or get a mini reading. They're all on sale right now, lowest prices of the year for the big annual sale. So shop.nanakasha.com, links below as well. And what you want to do is to support yourself. So whatever way you know or feel called to, you have to trust your inner voice. What I love about what I do is I get to look into you in this moment, aligned with your highest good to see what is optimal for you at this time. I'm not giving you generic advice. I'm not giving you, this is good for, like today is about, I better move forward here, you can see I'm going in and out. Today is about what is the energy overall for the year. However, when I do a reading with you, when you join a class, whenever we're interacting, we have a personal connection. I tune into your highest good and what's optimal for you at this time. After decades of study and breakdowns in my own lives and huge successes and huge losses and disease and death and on and on and on, just like all of us, I have been seeking what is the easiest, fastest, most graceful way to discover who am I? Why am I here? What is my purpose? How do I find joy? How do I release the pain and the fear and the worry and the lack? And this is what everyone is seeking. Right now, though, remember, there's a lot of noise. There's a lot of noise. Okay? So this is where part of the test is, how willing are you to trust yourself? How willing are you to begin to turn the volume down on everyone and everything and TV and news and Facebook and parents and family and boss and sisters and kids and whatever, and all those parts of you that are saying don't change or don't speak up or you'll have your head chopped off or whatever. So the reality is, what I've seen over decades of personal and professional spiritual growth, traveling to sacred places, working with shamans, studying energy, becoming a homeopathic doctor, on and on and on. All of these things have led me to be able to see energy, to communicate with energy, to interpret energy in my way. Okay? So what could be more important than you increasing your intuitive communication and clarity, putting your spiritual, your body, mind, your inner self-image, dialogue, conversation, your belief system into a cleanse and become a conscious creator. That means you must, there's not an option, okay? It is not an option to continue to do everything with your mind. Think, plan, talk, worry, never relax, work, take action, work long hours, do it again, And then that all wrapped up in some level of not believing that there's enough, that you deserve, that you'll have it, because old patterns, old stories are talking. Okay, the little voices that pop up. So I've become a hypnotherapist at a master level. I spent 5 years going many times a year, studying and doing sessions daily on myself and others, until I started to understand, not only can we access, there's no time, it's a timeless now. However, we're in a timeline for a reason. So when we look at your timeline in a soul reading, when you look at your purpose or your life that you can remember in this life or the other lives, former lives, simultaneous lives, other parts of your soul, they're there. And it's past the moment when you can be, well, I'm not sure, should I trust myself? And nobody else that I know believes in this, so I've got to fit in. No, you don't, okay? You have to live who you are, and that means you have to tap into your truth. You can no longer let other people's opinions guide you, lead you, fill you full of fear, keep you from your truth, get in the way of your synchronicities, get in the way of your dreams, get in the way of all of the clues, all of the support that's here. So overall, to me, 2022 is abundant energy, intense energy, big energy. But abundance basically means a lot, okay? What you get a lot of is going to depend on what you're carrying. When I say what you're carrying or what you're holding, I mean energetically. What is it in your cells, your DNA, your mind, your brain? I mean, your brain has neural pathways that react to something in an old habitual way. Your nervous system has old habitual pathways. Your chakras, most important part of your entire being, your energy centers that intersect with your body, not all of them do, but the key ones do. This is why your body can walk around and talk. If you don't cleanse and clear these and upgrade them to new 2022 frequencies, it's like running old software on a computer and trying to do the new things, right? Trying to do the things that are, I'm seeing a little bit of a lag. See if I can help that. Trying to tap yourself in to your truth and your eternal purpose and your gifts and all the realms and energies that are here to support you and heal you and give you a solution to anything, because you are never left alone. And yet those patterns of hate and greed, oppression, control, manipulation, criticism, lack, they're all around us. They're within us. The mind is serving up old beliefs. Some of these chakras, some of these energy centers are holding old contracts and vows. They're all holding a soul loss, a part of your soul that was lost from connecting from you, not lost like for good. So what we do in soul readings, soul retrievals, soul journeys, all of the things I do is I'm either teaching you how to increase your intuition, giving you processes, or I'm cleansing and clearing and healing that, reconnecting you, helping you find those old vows, complete them, and reclaim your power. Then you can access treasures, gifts. Then you can access powers, purpose, and your plan. However, when you're trying to go, please tell me what to do. How do I make money? I wish that I could communicate with, my angels. How do I trust myself? How do I create abundance when people I'm living with are full of fear and don't do anything with their energy field? Well, this is where you can be more love for yourself, for all of us, for the people around you, whether they like it or not. by being you. So this year is you. That's the theme. You, me. Okay? You say, this year is me. It's the year about me. It's the year where I accept me. It's the year where I tune into me and I am my mentor. I am my guide. Now, you're going to need support doing that, right? So within a soul reading, it could be a healing, it could be a past life journey, I don't know. Everybody's different. That's why I love it, because I can't apply one thing fits all. Now, there's certain meditations and there's certain other things that you can do over and over, and everybody will have a different experience when they do them, yes. But the most important thing is that you know where you are and you begin to co-create. When you want to co-create, you're either coming from guilt, fear, and lack. Oh, please, 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 I've suffered so much. It's my time. Could I please be free of this? It's not fair. This happened to me, but I'm ready to let it go. Could I now please rise above the pain, the suffering, the past, the old, the lack, the annoying patterns, the habits that trigger me? Please, 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 I want my business or my job to pay me this amount at this time, and this way. I'm ready to do whatever it takes for money, or to find my soulmate, or to be free of the fear of the pandemic or disease or dying. And all of these have one energy: desperation. And desperation has nothing to do with manifesting. It has nothing to do with truth. It has nothing to do with your purpose, your plan, or your talents. So I want you to be on the lookout for desperation. Desperation, okay? Powerful, important. Don't make decisions out of desperation. Don't make choices. Don't have certain conversations. Don't decide what something means that you saw or you heard or someone said to you when you're in a state of shame, blame, guilt, victimhood, desperation, craving, lack, not enoughness. You're low on the scale. You can't see clearly. You have a lot of pressure. And these are the patterns that we're seeing more of. So what is 2022 going to be? Well, we're going to continue on our breakdown. We're going to continue to the next phase of our breakthrough. We are going to continue in the intense energies we've never been in before. So if you have any part of you that wants to go back to this, back to this, back to this, it's holding you back, it's beating you up, it's like attaching yourself to the side of the river and the current is going and you're getting beat against the rocks. Struggle and suffering is completely a personal thing. You have complete control over how you feel about everything, what you believe the meaning is about everything. You don't have to have anyone else's meanings. So the more you communicate within, you talk to your body, you cleanse your chakras, you learn to move and see energies, you increase your intuition, you practice it. You've got to practice it. So last year, I had the first summer camp online of the Intuition Awakening, and it was beyond phenomenal. And then the people in the class asked, could we keep continuing? Because we did several sessions, which I called practice and play sessions. What does that mean? Okay, well, for me, everything is about experiences, because I've learned to see the patterns that you hold. I saw one woman when I was in my hypnosis training. She was hypnotized and she had been raped twice. And so she had diseases in her body. She had challenges in her marriage. She had a love-hate relationship with money. And all of these things were manifesting because of some energy she's holding or carrying. You may know the energy you're holding or carrying, and you most likely don't know all of it. It isn't a competition. This isn't about comparing. This isn't about saying, well, I thought I dealt with that. Could I just deal with something else? You have to deal with the gate in front of you, the thing on your plate right now. You have to take that in. But you can do that in a matter of weeks if you're ready, or you can drag it around and make everything much harder. All right? when you decide to unplug from the fear, you're going to start to notice that all of this noise, this duality we're seeing the polarities get more and more intense. It's getting more and more intense. People hate, 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 bad, 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 disease, 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 submit to control, be oppressed, be run by greed, just on and on. You're just seeing the hate and the anger, all these low frequency states are getting louder and louder, and the people who are able to do your best by holding yourself back, you may feel like you're going further and further and further and further into the light, or you may just feel like you're holding your own as this magnet. Okay, and the more you feed your head from the media and the fear and anyone who's having a conversation to tell you you can't, you won't, you shouldn't, you won't, that person's to blame, none of it is relevant because none of it is truth. There's no way for you to ever know the full truth about anything that's happened or anything that's going to happen, or even universal, spiritual, infinite source truth, because it unfolds in a spiral. So your truth is to listen within and let the good opinion of others go. This has constantly and always been part of the purpose. However, what we want to do is to start 2022 in these Capricorn new moon energies. And Capricorn is sturdy, sure-footed, ambitious, in a good way. Ambition meaning ability to focus, liking to build, able to climb mountains, to navigate rocky shores. So a goat can navigate a rocky side of a cliff and never fall down. And it can dance and jump, and it has a great sense of humor, by the way. I had actual goats, and my kids are Capricorns, and my dad's Capricorn, and their birthdays are all this week, so I know a lot about this energy. So this is can be kind of a serious energy. It's not super emotional in the sense of being lovey-dovey energy. However, this is like building a solid platform to start the year. What do? Okay, well, you want to let go of that overthinking. You want to let go of all the old patterns of doing something for the moment, for someone else, from fear, or from the past. So look at the motivation under your choice, under your decision. I often hear things like, well, I think I should wait because blah, blah, blah. I think that now is not the time for this. And I have learned through a lot of pain and suffering to not be attached to the outcome of anything. So if you come and work with me and do a soul reading, or come to my retreats, or take a class like the chakra class where we're going to upgrade all of these chakras and really learn what's in there and how to get that old contract, that old wound out of there, so you can start channeling more energy, having more insight, having clearer thought. So if you join that or you don't, I would love it if you did. However, I am not desperate and attached to it anymore. There was a time, I've had my own businesses for well over 30 years, many different kinds, fashion design, real estate, healing. And what is important is that you have to find a path where you can stay happy, love what you do, be focused in the moment, to be your very best, and to put your voice or your energy out there so that the job or the clients or the opportunities or the place or whatever is optimal for your purpose, job, work, whatever that is, will connect with you, will call you forward. But the destiny, the pure potential of your infinite self, that original blueprint of yours, it's there. It's always been there. But we haven't been taught to listen to it. We haven't been taught to trust it. And we haven't been taught to even communicate with it. So what I've learned is that I want to be the best me. And I can't be attached to what you think. And I can't be worried, oh, I hope I get this many people in class, or I hope I make this much money. Does that mean I can't ask for money? Does that mean I can't say, oh, one of my goals is to reach more people this year in this way or that way? Absolutely not. But I can't do it from desperation or attachment or expectation, because what happens? disappointment, desire, disappointment, desire, disappointment. It's never enough. Why didn't it happen sooner? I'm no good. And why are you doing it? Look at that energy. Why am I doing this? Why do I care how much money I make, what job I have, what car I drive? For me, I've gotten so good at being in the moment versus being in the ego, keeping up with the Joneses, worrying what other people think, that I manifest in my life by being in the moment and going, oh, this feels good. I wonder why that feels good. When I moved over here from Playa del Carmen, I loved it. I had an epic view of the ocean and the jungle in front of me. It was just an exquisite place. I never thought I would leave. And both Chris and I started feeling, it's time to move. What do you mean time to move? I'm not moving. I'm protecting this. I'm keeping this place. No one else can rent this place. And the more we heard it, the more we knew. But I was like, but what? I didn't know what was possible. I didn't know you could rent a house for less than I was renting a 1-bedroom condo on the beach over here where I live now. And I wouldn't have known that if I didn't listen to that little voice instead of saying, no. I'm holding on to this because I got lucky. There was a brand new building. I found it, while they were still finishing the building and blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Get out of the mind. But however, you need to be co-creating. So you need to think and see and feel every night before I go to sleep. I'm laying with my pillow and I begin to say, oh. And what I'm doing is sending out these feelers, right? I'm sending out these little feelers or these little hooks into my optimal energy field, into my light body, to say, where is, show me, connect me to the optimal me in a week, in a month, this year. This is creating from your future self, for lack of a better word. This is creating from your truth and your own energy. This is going into your blueprint or your energy, the whole team that you came here with, the fully funded mission you have, and saying, how can I create from that instead of create from the past, instead of create from the fear, instead of create from the lack, instead of create from the beliefs or the hidden contracts, vows, and karmic knots, I call them, because they can sometimes literally be like somebody tied the line and the water can't get through. So in a soul reading, I see energies in your field that are blocking you, energies in your field that are ready for you to embrace, and all different ways that they come through. If you had that kind of guidance every month to give you a focus, or 4 times a year, or on your birthday and at the beginning of the year, and at the end of the year or something, like key moments, if you gave yourself time to be with yourself as much as you spend as time. Now, I don't mean as much actual time, okay? So if you have a job and you have kids and so on and so on and so on, and you spend 10 hours a day on all of that, I'm not saying you need to take another 10 hours and spend it all on yourself. But if you don't even weave 1 hour into there, how on earth do you expect to hear the guidance? This is the moment of abundance. Abundance, you're going to be poured with energy. If you're still lacking trust, if you're still full of fear, if you're still dragging these things around, you're going to have the big issue of those becoming magnified. They're going to be like the energies of the two sides. You're wrong. You have to do my thing, and full of fear, 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 fear. So we have to remember we have lived on a planet in this life and many other lives that we've experienced that are all in your soul. And if they're holding a wound, if they're holding a fear, and I've seen them all, I've seen all versions of them. Your story is unique, but believe me, the pattern, I've seen it. And these, we carry them around and we wonder, why can't I speak up? Why am I afraid of being criticized? Why do I feel like I have to work all the time, but even if I make money, I can't keep it, and then something goes wrong? You know those patterns that are on the top, and this is the moment to find them, to release them, and to listen deeper. A little bit like deep sea diving, I think. Okay, so let me share a few of the themes with you. I want to say hi. Hi, Michelle. Yay. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Enza. Enza, I think someone's answering your email today. We just opened today, so if you haven't gotten an answer from our office, it's because we've been off for the holidays. Hi, Debbie and Genevieve. I've been thinking a lot about you, honey. Hello, Gareen and Kier and Pamela and... my present incarnation is about mastering my ego, which is what I do my best at each and every day. Some days I grow, some days I do not so well. If you're called to deliver a message for me today, I'm grateful. I am actually, Pamela, I really appreciate you saying my present incarnation is about mastering, all in capitals, my ego, which I do my best at every day. So it's fantastic when you are aware of a direction and you're like, okay, I'm every day, I'm being aware of my ego, however you perceive that. That is the part of you that is informed of who you are. So I'm a this person, I'm a that person, I'm pretty, I'm not pretty, I'm successful, I'm not successful, so on and so on. And this is often where a lot of these contracts and these beliefs and these addictive energies are craving, right? They're craving. So we're in enslavement because we're trapped and we're stuck and we're suffering and we struggle. I've discovered over many, many years of my own inner work, which never ends, by the way. So, that my patterns, this wasn't my awareness along the way, okay? This is after many years of working with myself and other people and continuously discovering and then beginning to be able to decipher it and to tell the story. And my story in this life, like you were saying, my present incarnation is about mastering my ego. In a way, that's true for everyone. I would say it's becoming aware of and realizing that you have these different parts of you and that there's a purpose to the ego and to not let it drive you and run you. So energetically, I don't like the word mastering. I love the word mastering when I'm saying like master your, this or that. However, in this sense, there's a lot of force energy in your field, and what your intentions are really good, but the energy you're bringing to it, and I love this example because this is true for all of us, is we're bringing the old way of doing things and applying it to new energies. It doesn't work. What you want to do is, this is a tricky one. When I say stop focusing on the problems are the doorways. They're the things that get your attention. You're sick, you have to lay down. You're puking, you can't go do anything else, right? Rest, stay here. Maybe you get visions. I have massive out-of-body experiences and communication and transformation and breakthroughs when I get sick or I have other interesting challenges happen. And but that idea of, I am going to be the master of this. I am going to beat it into submission. This now is conflict and there's lack of acceptance. I would say I'm going to accept my ego. I am going to accept who I've been, where I am, and I'm going to accept that I have a destiny, that I have a purpose, that I have a plan, that I have talents, that I have support already in my light field, luminous energy field, light body, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to accept that. I'm going to open to that. I'm going to harmonize with that. Because as we know from the scale, when you have acceptance, your emotional body lets go or forgives automatically. There's no work. Your mind comes into harmony. You transcend these old stories and you're enveloped in compassion. If we allow and accept the ego, then you're not. So one of the energies this time is the more you force something, the more you, and this is why I say it's tricky, because the focus you have, Pamela, is fantastic. The presence you have, the priority, that you put on your spiritual path, that on yourself, is very, very good. It's wonderful. It's admirable. Okay. And it's important that you hear that and you acknowledge it. So subtle shifts in energy, just like that, this year will make massive difference. Do you want to be raised up and lifted up by this abundant energy? Or do you want to be bowled over by it like the ocean, right? Do you want to surf the wave, or do you want to go tumble under it? Of course, we all want to surf the wave. How do we do that? I'm going to place a priority every night when I go to sleep. I close my eyes and I start to look into potential futures and energies, communicating with my highest good through my heart, connected to my higher self, Gaia, my body elemental, and my I am presence, asking that which is optimal for me at this time and for my highest good be revealed to me, that path begin to connect to me. I'm beginning to create from the future. And I'm saying, oh, last night I barely slept. The first day of the year, I was bliss all day. In the afternoon, suddenly I got really annoyed and angry, and all of this frustration was coming up. And I'm like, this is terrible. This is my happy day. This is my bliss day. Why is my bliss? Why did my bliss go away? And automatically that inner critic that always told me I'm not good enough, right? Those patterns that said, you're not good enough, you're not rich enough, you have to work hard, you always have to work hard, you have to work hard until you die. The more you suffer, the better a person you are. And despite how hard you work, you will get some things sometimes, but you don't get to keep them. You're never going to get to keep them, but you have to keep working hard. So those are some of the patterns and energies I was talking about a minute ago that I've realized about my life. Look at your life. The stories your life told, they led you to this moment. So last night, one of the weird things that was happening, so I had days of gorgeous weather, days of exquisite turquoise blue waters, still waters. We have a very living beach that I live on. So it's wavy and churned up, or it's clear and crystal and calm, or there's shells, or there's not, or there's turtles. And it's just quite amazing, but it's never the same. And that idea that I was able to be floating in this bliss, and I just look around and I see nothing but blue out to the horizon, and then blue in the skies. And it feels like I'm floating in the infinite field. And I take that and I go there, and I'm like, I am one with the infinite field. I am infinite. That means that I am infinite light, I have infinite resources, and I am an infinite self. The ancient wisdom, the sacred knowledge is coming up now. And so what I do is I say, oh, my body was hurting last night. I'm stretching and poking and rubbing and doing this, and then this one would go, and then that one would go. And I started to pay attention to what energy center or chakra it was showing up in. Because all of the things you do can only make so much of a difference if you don't have your energy centers, these are your receiving centers, cleansed. So there's things in the throat energy center that are preventing communication and connection, and they might be extra weight that you've carried, or blocking self-esteem, or blocking being heard or hearing. And each of these centers, if they're clearer, they're going to be drawing in the energies that you need. That's very powerful. So when you have energy like this year, and like Pamela, we all were taught to do things, to work hard, and maybe you'll deserve, maybe you don't. However, that idea needs to be changed to focus, consistent co-creation and collaboration, and reaching to create from a future that's both your destiny, so to speak, your blueprint, your purpose, as well as unhooking from all these old patterns of greed and manipulation and corruption, and we're seeing more and more and more of it in more and more places. It's becoming more and more visible. Therefore, it's easy to get sucked into believing things are getting worse, or that this is worse than you ever. I sometimes still get a moment where I go, how on earth are we ever going to change this paradigm and the way people treat each other and the way things are done? How are we ever going to do it? This is how. Stop letting it tell you what's the truth. Most people know by now that the news is manufactured. It's there's a mill, so to speak, and it pulls out certain things and then puts a spin on it depending on the news channel that you watch, and it's going to spin it to put more fear or to do whatever it is that's going to create the biggest reaction in you. So you have to look at it like a movie. It's an opinion. It might be filled with some facts, hey, the temperature was this today. However, around it, the way it's presented, the words that are used, there's an underlying purpose. It is a manipulative media. And everything is. When somebody says to you, well, I was sad, and then, no, it's not fair because you said this and you did this to me and therefore this happened. It's easy to get sucked into, oh my gosh, I did this to you. I'm so sorry. What happened? And the reality is, well, yes, you want to take a look at your actions, who you're being, how you're being in the moment, but you're not responsible for their thought, their perspective. You're not responsible for their belief and fear. You're not responsible for their desire and their need to constantly tear other people down. And this is what we see all over the place. I have somebody who comes to help me once a week to clean the pool and to do some things in the yard, and I'm having a challenging relationship with this person. Overall here, I just find the most warm, sincerely helpful, gracious, and kind people. That's who I want in my life. So when I encounter somebody that isn't that way, it immediately irritates my energy, and I can't get it out of my mind. And I don't get sucked into that mind loop very often anymore because I've spent so much time freeing myself from these patterns, releasing the past and other people's opinions, and moving into a communication flow from myself through my own filters. And so when I have that, I know it's a big deal. And I spent one whole day last week just around this person. At the same time, fully aware I'm doing it. I don't want to do it. It's not a good thing to do. And I don't like the fact I'm giving my power away, my energy away to this person. So immediately go into the energy, out of the story. It's not that person or what they're doing or not doing or their attitude or their argumentative or conflict or whatever it is. Why is it here? Ooh, that's an interesting question. Now this is an interesting thing that this is happening to me and I can't get rid of it. So then I go, oh, okay. How do I raise my vibration and look more clearly into my field, not blocked by the emotion and the frustration? Because the more that I try to tell, if you try to tell somebody what they should do, or tell somebody that they can't do that, or what they did wrong, or you try to change someone's opinion, or you try to force something to happen, the more that resistance is going to build up and the more energy it's taking. Whereas if you just accept, oh, wow, look at me, I'm in a loop, and you release it, now you can start to relax. You can start to look around. My intuition students know when we went into the practice, they asked, let's do more practice and play. Well, the power of that, the challenge, it's challenging. It takes a lot of courage to do it, to put yourself out there, because everybody has to get past criticism and inner fears of not being good enough and self-doubt, and it comes back and bites your butt even after you start trusting yourself, and so on and so forth. So look at the energy. Why am I in this pattern? What is this pattern? Oh, well, it's the end of the year and it's the beginning of the year, so I don't want to carry this pattern with me. How can I feel free? And that's what broke the spell for me. How can I feel free? I felt stuck. I felt trapped. I felt like, oh my God, I have to be in this relationship. I can't find someone else to help me. I have to put up with this. And that energy that was coming back to me, the way I was reading it, he may or may not have intended it that way, was critical, argumentative, dismissive, superior, who are you? You don't deserve, like all of those energies. Those were the energies coming from this interaction. If I decided, well, I should say such and such to him, then I would start another wave when really what my inner self is doing is showing me, this is holding you back. You're free to choose something new from your future. So that's what 2022 is about. You are free to choose something new from your future, aligned with your highest good, and you don't have to be trapped in any of these. However, you have to be in the moment and accept it. So I felt a complete shift in my state and my energy and my body and my mind and my grumpiness. All of a sudden I could breathe and I felt free and expansive, and I thought, wow, now how can I feel free? Well, I have choices. It's ridiculous. A year ago, I didn't have anybody doing things to help me. A year ago, I didn't know this person. A year ago, I didn't have it before. There's an infinite field. I'm already designed and aligned with a path and a pattern and a destiny that can lead me to the soul my life intended. And that means that I have loving, warm, supportive help. That means there is somebody else out there that can help me, or maybe a few different people, that I don't have to feel stuck or trapped. I don't have to put up with that relationship, and it isn't about that person. So do I have any intention right now? No, I have no intention of saying anything to that person around the lines of, well, you're acting this way and I want you to act that way, or you didn't do this and you didn't do that. I brought it up, I got argument back, and so I've now freed myself to the, oh, there's all kind of potential. New ideas are flooding in. I've already found a solution to two things that I felt stuck around, because there's an infinite number of solutions. You can't find them when you're stuck to old stuff. So, okay. Yeah, your palm portals. Yay. Thanks, Genevieve, sharing that. So you're so welcome, sweetie. Now, yes, so what you want to do is, it's subtle. So Pamela's like, I do accept myself. Okay, good. Then let go of needing to master, okay? Be a power over your ego. Don't give it that much power anymore, or whatever version of that energy. Maybe there's a more subtle thing, layer that you're in. Don't get defensive. I'm more spiritual than that. I'm further along than that. Look at the energies around you, like I just did. I know a lot of spiritual teachers or spiritually superior people, or other people who want you to think they're the authority and manipulate you into doing whatever. I know I was in the coaching world and I saw so much of that corruption and manipulation of energy, using guilt and blame and superiority to control people, and what they did and what they thought and what money they spent and whether they believed in themselves. It was just horrific to see the levels of manipulation that go on. So the minute that we get triggered, like I was with this guy, or if you're defensive, then you're missing an opportunity. So that was an opportunity for me to free myself from saying, oh, I thought that was done. I want to focus over here, to saying, oh, this could have bigger repercussions. And even better is this, there's a lot of firework, I would want to say aloha kind of energy, like woo, happy, swaying kind of energy behind you. Pamela. So take the subtleties of nuances. When you start to work out to get in better shape, your body physically is not in good shape. It can only handle so much workout, then it gets sore. It has to build up its stamina. You have to build up your flexibility. If you've ever done yoga or aerobics, those are some of my favorite things that I've done. It takes a while to be able to do this pose or bend this way, but pretty soon you become supple. And then especially with certain things, you go from just movement, bigger things, to more refined, to more details. And this is where we really become the masters of our mind and emotions, is when we fine tune these things right down into, ooh, how wonderful is this that I'm all here. Ooh, I'm seeing so many beautiful people. It's like we're all on this beach and the waves are doing this all the way down, in and out, but at different moments. Everybody's on the same beach, but we're all at a different point when the flow or the wave is coming in and when it's going out. So the beauty is together as me, together as me. I am in my path and we are one moving up forward. Okay, good. So let's see. Peace and joy-filled abundance are my words for 2022. Feeling more peace inside as I sit with this. I love you, Fairy Godmother. I love you too, sweetie. Fantastic. Okay, so I want to show you 2 cards before I dive into more of the energies that we want to look at. As always with my calls, we're inside of the Infinity Healing Chamber. I create before I do a lot of energy work on myself. I cleanse and clear. I used one of our smudge bundles from the ceremony that we did online. And since that ceremony, I have made 6 of my own bundles. So it's, this one I'm burning at both ends. That's very interesting, isn't it? That's an interesting energy to me. I just realized I'm burning it at both ends. Isn't that interesting? Don't burn your candle at both ends. Why not? Maybe what we want is in the middle. So I've cleansed and cleared. We've connected with Gaia. I've called in my light body council, connected to my higher self, and all of those things to be aligned for this optimal energy for us. I picked 2 cards from one deck called the Gateway deck. That would represent what we're talking about today. So remember, subscribe to the channel and do the little bell thing, or get on the nanakasha.com, get on the email list so that you know, because I'm going to be doing more shows, more lives, more guests, more topics. All kinds of things are coming to me. I'm downloading the vision and I'm just being with it. Ooh, that sounds fun. Whether I'll do it or not, I don't know yet. It will unfold. I highly, highly recommend that you get a soul reading, or you get a bundle of soul readings, or you do something to get some guidance, and you join the chakra upgrade. It is coming through to me as one of the most important things. Like the intuition awakening was last year, this is the most important thing that we can do for this communication, for this clarity, for manifesting from our future destiny, for freeing ourselves from the past, from increasing our intuition, healing our bodies and minds and finances. So this card came through. That's, I'm gonna have to change my screen so I can see what you're seeing. Trusting your intuition. My life is truly guided. And what I love about this, what I teach my students is trusting your intuition. It means not letting someone else tell you what it means. Look at the picture. What does it mean to you? What does it remind you of? Well, it's a keyhole. It's an opening. And I think this means 2022 is the tiny light at the end of the tunnel we're beginning to look for. Remember, this whole decade is going to be a transformation. We can't break down old beliefs, old paradigms, old prejudices, financial systems, government systems, school systems in one day. And we've seen the chaos and all the stuff that it brings up when we have been forced to stay at home or do something different. So we want to embrace all of this and know this is what's opening. And look what's through there. Flow, 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 flow. Okay. Here, what's interesting to me is this, our leaves are dying. They're brown fall leaves and they're falling. So this means this, where we are now, is dying. It's not here. And if you don't trust that inner self, it's going to be hard to find your way through that tiny little keyhole, but you can do it. That's why you're here. You were designed this way. And the other one from the same deck is called Emerging into Grace. I open my soul to grace. And the beautiful thing about grace is it's very different to live in grace than to live in force, than to live in intention, forcing that intention, trying to make something happen, being disappointed when it doesn't happen the way you want it, instead of gracefully flowing. So again, a lot of deep emotional energy, but we have this spiritual crown awakening right here, the opening of the 1,000-petal lotus. And these all are symbols of deep spiritual and emotional things, but there is so much peace and grace in your soul. You're provided for. Okay, good. Let me share my screen with you. So inelegant. Oh, there we go. All right. So, okay, I had a feeling we were at the end instead of the beginning. There we go. Okay, so what we've been talking about are the New Year energies of 2022, and I am going to be doing this once or twice a month all year. I started in, I think, November of this year because for me, if I don't read the energies of what's happening, then I struggle. Then I wonder why this didn't happen that way. Instead, if I'm prepared, like looking at a weather report, I know what to expect in the next week. I know when the big things like full moons or eclipses or something are really going to be having an impact on my energy. It makes a huge difference in how I experience my life and how easy or not it is for things to happen. So this is one of the photos that we took a few days ago. We went swimming and Chris was taking some photos of me, and I zoomed in a lot because it was like a huge, vast photo of the ocean. So tune into that infinite field as well, and to that exquisite clarity. There is an infinite space for you as well. So now, this is the big sale I told you about. There's private readings on sales. There's bundles of readings on sales. Remember to take a look at that, because most people end up buying at least 2, sometimes 4 or 6 readings a year. And I won't have them on sale maybe at all, but definitely not at this level again all year. And in the bundle, you not only get 3 readings, you get longer readings, and you get a free mini reading. Then there's mini readings on sale and something I'm doing called group readings. We'll see if that's of interest to people, where you can come, you'll get a 15-minute reading, but you'll also get other people's readings to pay attention to. And the chakra upgrade, we've now moved the date back. I had a big download the last few days after the new year, and we're going to start in February. So there's time for you to get the payment plan and to check in. And I highly recommend all my students, all my private clients, especially my intuition students, do this chakra upgrade. I've created a 4-month payment plan to make it as easy as possible for you. Contact us if there's something you need, because these 8 deep journeys are going to be beyond anything you've experienced. You can say, oh, I know what my chakras are and I know what the colors are. Well, good for you. What we're doing is we're looking at what's in there that is wounded and not in the flow, and how can we upgrade it the same way that you would upgrade your software. And of course, there's the Intuition Awakening class, there's the Light Body School, there's Infinity Light Weaving, Master Your Emotion, Awaken to Your Senses, meditations, reprogramming your mind, all kinds of ways to help yourself this year in the shop.nanakasha.com. Okay, so 2022. First of all, I've been saying this for a while, and when I moved here 5 years ago to the Yucatan, I didn't know I would be staying. I certainly didn't know I was buying a house. And I had no idea how my purpose would come to the surface. I already thought I was living my purpose, and I was to a degree, but I had no idea that I was so connected to the Maya, to the ancients here, that this place is covered in Mayan temples and pyramids. And then I started to learn. I started to work with shaman and ceremony people, and the cacao, which is of course, that's what chocolate's made out of, but used ceremonially. It heals you, your body, it heals your heart. And we do cacao ceremonies to open the heart. And all of this learning, and I've been doing even more learning. I'm reading in Spanish now, which is kind of fun, books about the ancient Maya to understand deeper and deeper their hieroglyphics, their symbols, what they knew, what they understand. They were the first civilization. They were the wisest civilization. They still are proven, even more than Greece or Egypt, to have the most detailed calendar and so on. So one thing I learned early on was the 9-step pyramids they have Each of those is a wave of consciousness that Earth has gone through, and it's built a structure. And you can tell as they get smaller and smaller and faster, we all know time is sped up. Our ability to absorb information is sped up. We can take in things quickly. We have that ability. And the top of the pyramid is the consciousness level of unity. Well, that has been around since 2012. However, it's been very difficult for people to access it or to stay there. And what we're seeing now is that 2022, two is me and myself, me and source, me and another. Two. Zero is infinite, everything. So this is you reuniting with all three levels, the trinity of yourself. You can say body, mind, and spirit. You can say above, below, and masculine, feminine, whatever. But this is about unity. So unity, yes, we're in the age of Aquarius. We need to care about other people. We need to stop judging everybody and spending money on sending billionaires to space instead of feeding people and whatever. Clean up this planet and stop worrying about going to another planet right now. All this stuff, but this is first within. So think about this year. How can I reunite with myself? How can I reunite with my purpose? How can I reunite with my power, my voice, my abundance, my joy, my innocence, my abilities, my talents? How can I reunite? How can I become into unity? That unity also denotes unified and grace. You don't come into unity with something that's out of discord with you. So unity is what this year is about. Now, it's about stepping out of the shadow of what's happened and freeing yourself from the old patterns that keep playing and keeping you in a loop. And we went into that a little bit. Now, as soon as I finish sharing what I have on the slides with you, I'm going to go into a state and do some more channeling about the energies. So 2022 is a very powerful year, like I've said, of energies we've never encountered and experiences that hold keys to places that we've never been. So it's interesting. I had already written that, and then I picked this card with the keyhole in it. And what that means is keys to places we've never been. Maybe you have never been able to truly embrace joy or happiness or feel safe or feel good enough. Maybe you don't even know what that means to live without stress. Maybe you don't know what that... I remember a time when there was no way I could imagine letting go of what my parents thought and what I thought they thought. Is really a better way to put it. And I had to lose everything and be disowned and go through all kinds of stuff to come around to accepting and understanding and loving myself, and then going back into that relationship from me, not wanting or needing anything from them, not needing anything from the past, not needing anything from the future, wanting a relationship based on me. Now, it sounds selfish, but I am me. You are you. If you don't come as the full you, it's not that I'm demanding. I just said that. I don't want or need anything. I don't expect anything. I don't expect a certain response. I don't expect a certain whatever. And I have more harmony in my family relationships right now. Chris even commented on it in the fall. Wow, because I got a card from the fairies that said family harmony, and he said, boy, that's true for you. My kids and I, my parents and I, we just had a video call this morning for my dad's birthday, and we spent, hours and hours and hours together with my kids, even though they're nowhere near me physically, doing videos, drawing, movies, conversations together on New Year's and on the holidays and for their birthday and even just any old day. And these are free from the old patterns of me wanting something from them or wanting them to be a certain way or feeling hurt by something they did, blah, blah, blah. It keeps you in a loop. It keeps you suffering. It keeps you stuck. So this year, step out of the shadow, accept those parts of yourself, realize you're going to find and realize some of the parts of yourself that feel heavy, and you're going to go through accepting them, allowing them, finding the underlying energies and contracts, transforming those so you can turn them into power, wisdom, and experience and support. That's what we do in my work. That's what this year is about. So it's a powerful year of energies, and the places you've never been is being places in your mind, being places in your emotions, being free to feel joy more than you ever have in your life. So avoiding and focusing and releasing and rewiring will depend on you and where you are in your path. However, the energies that will affect everyone. So how you use the energy of abundance could be to allow an abundance of nurturing and love to come into your life so that you begin to heal your body, your perception of your current health situation, your perception of your money situation. Sometimes you can feel sentenced or imprisoned because you have lost money, or things didn't turn out the way you wanted, or things went a direction that are now opposing limits on you. And this is only one way of seeing it. So what are you avoiding and what are you focusing on? Is it allowing, accepting, releasing? Is it reaching into the future you, out into your light body field, past the old ways of thinking? Or is it sent by righteousness or desperation or craving? What you release and what you rewire will be abundantly supported. That means you'll have very fast manifestations in many areas, and where your path will lead you is going to be how much you are present in each moment to see the guidance and synchronicities. So you're going to learn the best path for you, and you're going to find these hidden gems. So in a moment, as I begin to just channel the energies to see what they say, I keep seeing the idea of hidden gems. And this is where, if we get disappointed, we're distracted. If we let our energy get dragged down because things didn't work out the way you wanted, or you didn't really know what to do, or you're 61 like me and you went through a big divorce and you lost everything, and all the money and investments and everything you did were you set up to be set, and now you have none of that. Like, what are you thinking and seeing? Are you seeing your current situation as bad, as trapped? Are you seeing people holding you back? Well, be powerful and abundant by looking and allowing it to abundantly open your clarity to what is optimal. So the key is to read the energies in the moment, and don't drag around the old fears and beliefs, because those are going to be magnified. So the themes of 2022 so far that are revealed to me, which is why I'm going to continue to do these energy readings of once or twice a month, whatever comes forward. So make sure that you're on the list or on YouTube or something so you know when we're doing these. Number one, abundance. So like I said, it means a lot, so be aware, to go deep, transform that, and do whatever you feel called to. Be careful not to be, if you feel desperate about anything, be very careful what you choose, okay? Desperation can be amplified very, very quickly. Sacred knowledge and wisdom. This is a big thing. Sacred knowledge and wisdom has been coming to the surface. I've been going and traveling to Egypt and taking retreats to all these different sacred places, and going and studying with indigenous ancient shamans, and studying old language symbols and sacred geometry and mystery schools and all of this, because I want to understand, what are the codes? What does this mean? Where are we going? And this is rising to the surface during the beginning of the pandemic, when everything shut down for about 3 months or so. I could tune into the sacred pyramids here and in other places, to the vortexes, to the rivers, to nature. And I could feel the sacred wisdom, the ancestor, the wisdom of light, getting a rest and getting an opportunity to come to the surface, to reawaken. And it's going to be revealed. It's going to rise to the surface. And it's best to listen deeply and follow synchronicities and subtle guidance. Follow subtle guidance. Follow synchronicities. Don't let the disappointment girl or boy in your head distract you, or you will not see the guidance. Walk your destiny. I've been using the word destiny because recently I've really, I like it, when you hear this distinction, I've heard it before, that fate and destiny are two different things. Fate is something you feel stuck by. It's, I'll never change, I'll never be rich, I'll never find my love, it's never good enough. And destiny is the truth of what I would call your blueprint or your purpose. You have an original self or an infinite self. You are source, God, or the void, everything. And we've been taught we're separate from it. And we feel alone, and we feel betrayed, and we feel abandoned, and all kinds of things we experience. And then maybe you move into feeling like, oh, I can feel it. I can tune into it. Sometimes I feel like I'm merging with it or downloading it. It's moving through me. Great. And then maybe you move into realizing, wow, I can move with this energy. I can be one with the communication of the infinite. And now is the time to realize I am. Years ago, Joe Vitale was a friend of mine, and he gave us a bunch of books, and one of them was called You Are God. And it was something like, get over it, you're God, you know. And I don't use the word God a lot. I think it has sometimes some negative connotations. That depends on you, of course. However, in the context that it represents the everything, the all, the source, it's true. We are. But we were taught, you can't think that. You're not that good. And bad things will happen. And we've seen people crucified and other versions of being outcast, beheaded, and burned at the stake, and criticized and fired and disowned and blamed and whatever for choosing to listen to our inner voice, choosing to be intuitive or psychic, choosing to follow a path that doesn't please everyone else. Well, this is the time you're going to need to go with that. The rising tide's going to lift everyone, but the heavy old beliefs and paradigms, they don't translate into the higher realms. And one of the reasons why you have to get out of your mind and action, like I said, so stop using the mind and the action over the mental body and the physical body to create everything. You use it, but it has to be in tune with the intuitive and all these other parts of you. The energies are more powerful yet more subtle, so intuition is the key. But if you keep forcing the mind and the action, that means you're going to keep preventing yourself from receiving a lot of communication. And there's so much already here for you, so much, it's ridiculous. So energy, energy, energy. Your energy, everything is energy. Thought is energy. The universe is mental. It's a mind. You're a mind. You're here with a purpose. You have everything encoded in you. You start listening to your own energy. You read the energy. You sense the energy. You cleanse your energy. You use those talents to keep expanding. I'm ready to know, what is it like to trust myself? What is it like to be synchronistic? And you start to imagine it, and then you drift off to sleep. And you're going to be guided. Little by little, it'll open, or boom, one day everything will flood in, whatever it is. Read the energy. Listen to your energy. It is more important than any logic or skill that you've had. Now, you're creating a new world. We're all creating a new world. Sometimes it feels really big, can feel like it could bring up a lot of the things like, well, is that real, or will it really happen, or look at all this drama, or I'm not good enough, will it ever be true? Okay. That's great. Take all of those, accept them, and say, all right, let's talk about transforming, because I don't want to create from fear. I don't want you creating from fear. I don't want you or me or anyone else dragging in the fear or the feeling you have to force something, or the feeling that you're not enough. And I also don't want you to be filled with fear that you still have those energies and you're going to screw it up. You see, we have to stand in the center. Don't create from lack. Don't create from old stories. Don't create from desperation. Stop creating from the past. A copy of a copy. If you remember, mimeographs or carbon paper or copying copies, that gets fuzzier and fuzzier and fuzzier. And this is what we're doing. Most people are creating from the past, creating from fear. Well, I had a problem spending money on myself, didn't go the way I wanted, so I'm not going to spend any money on myself, or I'm not going to do this, or I'm not going to do that, or I'm not going to say yes to this, or I'm just going to stay safe, or I'm just going to hold back, or I'm just going to wait because. Anything you have in your mind from the past, and I'm not saying that some of them aren't wrong, like get enough sleep, it's a great idea, okay? But don't create from the past, because now you've made the structure so full, there's nowhere to receive guidance, there's no place to receive the synchronicity and the intuitive guidance and all the newness, and you do not know. You've never been here before. You have never been here before. You have to realize you've landed on a new planet, you're walking out of the spaceship, and you don't know what the air is like, what the food is like, how people work, how the laws of gravity work. Okay, so permission and purging is another theme. You have the full support and permission to bring the infinite into the now, the infinite you, the infinite field, the scientists call it, the infinite solutions, infinite energies, infinite love. That again doesn't mean you have to be flowing with love and perfect every moment, every day in order to be worthy. Nobody is. You're in a body. Okay? We're literally changing from carbon-based beings to light-based beings, or crystalline energies, people call it often. And we're changing to what's called Homo luminous versus Homo sapien, or Homo whatever we've been before. And evolution doesn't happen over long periods of time. Evolution happens long time. This has happened, pop, and there's a leap. So you have permission to be in the infinite now and to release yourself from who you thought you were, so that you can start to be open to, I wonder what, I wonder who, I wonder how. And the intense old ways have to go. So dig into your true blueprint, your original infinite self. My entire show, my theme in my business has changed this year. We closed the old company even. We have a new business in the last year or so. And it's come through me many times, and we're calling it Infinite Self. Wasn't that interesting? There's two Akashas in the corner. I love it. Two. That's a reflection, right? Two of you. What are you reflecting? What are you attracting? So you have a purpose for being here, or you wouldn't be here. And you have permission to be here, because the infinite, the thought, the source, the mind of God, however you want to think about this enormous thing that we're playing in, it is not just anything can come, right? You have a purpose. It took some effort. It took some experience to be here. So it's not to worry about your bills or being good enough. And the sooner you let go of what others think and old triggers, the sooner you'll access your inner wisdom. So trust. This is a big theme. It's always a big theme, but this year more than ever, because you have to let go of the trapeze, right? And fly through the air on your own. Because yes, there is pain, suffering, and disease, and anger, and cruelty, manipulation, and desperation, and just some horrific things that we're aware of. And here's the thing. Thank you, I love you, forgive me, I'm sorry, Ho'opono, energy, infinity light weave, release, master your emotions, however you best come to your energy work, let yourself free from these things. It's time to trust that all this is rising to the surface like toxins coming to a head to get out of our system. And it's becoming more transparent to become cleansed. And you want to be a part of that river that we saw through the keyhole that's letting it go and moving into a new flow. So trust you have a destiny and you are not bound by fate. Start to create from the future. Dismantling. This is a very big year. And we have been dismantling, right? Maybe you feel like decades of your life has been dismantling like me, or just the last 2 years. However, the structures that both you and I have lived in our entire lives are dismantling. And that is not something to be scared of, because discomfort means going out of your comfort zone. Distrust means that you've never had to trust this. You don't know how to live in it. That's natural. When you're looking to follow a path that nobody around you is doing, that you've never done, we're stepping out. This is why you must listen to your inner voice. You must increase your intuition. Those are top priorities for everyone. Visualize, mentally rehearse, give yourself permission, ask, just keep asking, even if you don't feel anything. I'm connected to my higher self, my I am presence, my body elemental, and Gaia. I am here aligned with my highest good, my highest self, and that which is optimal for me at this time. I'm ready and willing. I'm open and receptive. So you must listen to that inner voice, and the things that you're going to see literally already dissolving and dismantling will look worse at first. Oh no, that's falling apart. Oh no, this is going to be challenging. Oh no, I'm already tired, right? But don't be confused. Don't get sucked into the lies. Don't get sucked into the illusion that anything is bad. You can't make $1 million if you've been making 10 without changing, without structures in your mind and your body and who you think you are and how you believe and what you do and how you act have to change to match that. If you want love, self-love, a healthy body, a beautiful life, You've got to know that within you there is the guidance. So let it get dismantled instead of getting dragged down and controlled and oppressed and hooked into the fear and the lack consciousness of abuse and criticism, greed, blame, violence, and corruption. They're all illusions. We're letting them go. They get up loud, they get up in your face, and then let them go, okay? So they sent you to see, what does that mean? They sent you to see without love and acceptance. Actually, okay. I speak to this as it's coming through me. So let me see, what was this last one? Oh, illusions. So the illusions are what prevent you from seeing. And when you can't see with love, when you can't see with acceptance, when you're striving, when you feel stuck, when you feel like you've been wronged, when you feel like it isn't fair, when you feel like you can't have, when you have any of those stories going on, you don't have acceptance and you can't get to love. So if you actively change your perspective and then your behaviors, your actions, your thoughts, and choose your point of view with love, what does that mean? I don't know what love is. Okay, that's okay. Just say, I'm ready to see the light, see the keyhole. So here are some other things you want to remember this year: co-creation, collaboration, and cause and effect. We've been taught to fight with what is and try to create new reality out of reality. Well, you can pick up the trash and recycle it. You can compost it. You can melt it down. You can redo it, but you're still doing the copy from a copy. You're still using that old energy. You've got to break it down and realize you need to be creating from the field of cause and effect, not from here. So you've got to understand that you're not that you're co-creating with everyone else, but with all the realms of light, with all the animal kingdoms and fairy kingdoms and the angelic kingdoms and the celestials and the elements and everything. And you're not alone. And you have to make these choices and decisions to dismantle shackles, shrouds, and oppression. So these words came through very strong. Shackles, shrouds, and oppression. So I would write that down and ask yourself, I'm ready and willing to dismantle any and all shackles, shrouds, and oppression energetically on any level of my being. And know that that means in your mind or beliefs, in your cells, your body, or your ancestry lineage, in your thoughts, in your actions, in your habits. And it means any place you feel shackled to someone else or to an old way of being or to something that limits you. When you feel shrouded, unclear, you can't see, you can't feel, you can't receive, you're oppressed, that's heavy energies. These, you just tell yourself, I'm ready to dismantle them. It's okay. Then I want you to think about there's flames in your heart. That heart center is the axis of the above and the below, of the action and the vision in bringing you into your body and creating this reality. So if you fan the flames as small as they might be smoldering, you're going to create in a whole new pure way. Throw shit in the flames in your heart. Let it burn up. Let it rise again like a phoenix out of the ashes, because you're designed for this moment and you're the only one who can discover your true inner path. Okay? All right. Excelente. So let's complete our beautiful time together by channeling a few energies. Wow. I'm seeing a chain of you guys holding hands, like those little paper cutout people that they're holding hands, chain, 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 chain. How beautiful. We're creating a community that is connected. And when you connect hand to hand, that's going right through your heart center, right? And you're part of the access of all of that. All right, let's see here. We give great thanks for this moment and the energies of 2022. We ask to enter this sacred year in reverence, to be fully present, to recognize that we have old karmic patterns, old beliefs, old energies that shackle, oppress, shroud, block, or attach us to false meaning. That we've played the game of manipulation and control, of greed and lack, and that we are now ready to emerge from this illusion and walk through the flames, be cleansed and reignited into the enlightened, unified, abundant state of synchronicities and empowerment. Daisy chain. I keep hearing the word daisy chain, daisy chain. You're going to create almost like a domino effect out into your future. I'm seeing a lot of you just in this last hour have shifted your focus from energetically looking back. What do I need to be afraid of? What do I need to avoid? What do I need to never have happen again? What do I don't want to create from? What are the problems and the struggles? There's this opening, like we're speeding through, and I'm seeing going out over a beach and flying over the water and into the skies and faster, and these tunnels are opening. You're the driver. This is finally the moment where you can step in to not just the captain's chair, but into the control room, so to speak. So if you are a ship, you are a vehicle, your light body has been a vehicle, you are stepping in right now in 2022 to reunite yourself with your truth, with the ability that you have to drive, decide, choose. And the first thing that happens once you step in is you have to assess where you are and navigate out of where you are. So give yourself the support and understanding where you are right now in this moment. So I'm seeing a lot of images of archetypes of like the hero, coming in the middle of battle and saying, we need your help, and jumping into the ship and running into, they're saying, take over, drive the ship. We don't know what to do. We're under attack. And that part of you, the hero, the heroine, the part of you that knows your blueprint, your destiny, that has the skills, that accepts that destiny. Every story that you've read has a heroine or a hero or a protagonist or a focus. And that journey is one of struggle and lack and up and down and abundance and death and loss and gain and success, until the moment when it's inevitable and it's time for you to step in and say, oh, I didn't realize I'm standing here with everyone else. Where's the savior? Where's the person coming? That whole idea of you're the one that you've been waiting for. You're the one that you've been waiting for. Look around. Everything and everyone else has left. And now you're careening through this moment, maybe bumping into things. Maybe there's struggle. Maybe there's confusion. Maybe there's dizziness and upside down. Maybe you're feeling seasick from the speed and the intensity of this energy. The Capricorn energy right now for this month of January is providing sturdiness, stable feet, the ability to ground, the ability to play, even in precarious situations, and to bring humor. So bring that and step into your own. You are going to let go and watch. Where am I? What's happening? Where are we going? Where's the waves? Where's the current? If you were flying a plane or driving a ship, you're going to look at the tide and the current and the winds and the this and the that. And these are the energies of your life right now. The collective energies that you're immersed in, the local, the family, the personal energies that you're inside of. It's layers and layers of illusion. So navigate now, step in, be the hero, step forward. Does it mean it's going to be a smooth ride? Probably not. But the excitement, the adventure, the knowing that you're fully present, you're here, that you're finally choosing and moving and starting to connect. What happens when the young wizard suddenly picks up the wand, and it starts blowing things up? It can't control the power. What happens when you first start seeing energies or receiving guidance or getting visions? You don't trust yourself. You're not sure. You may be misinterpreted and something happens not the way you wanted, and then you go back and you shrink and you move forward and you shrink, and pretty soon what happens? It's through the ups and downs. It's through the challenges and the successes, most especially the challenges, the problems, that open new doors, that bring new strengths, that open an opportunity for the new strengths that are within you, not new to you now. These are about connecting to that destiny, that purpose that's out in front of you. So there's reaching out. There's gold light energies coming out of your heart and going out like this. Out, reaching into your field, deeper and deeper and deeper, looking for the strength, the willingness, the courage, the intention, the hope, the feasibility. I am willing. I am willing. There's going to be loss. There's going to be uncertainty. I can't know everything in every moment, but in each moment, if I'm here constantly saying, what is it next? Moving from my heart, fanning those flames, more light, more guidance, more power, more energy. I'm seeing everybody doing a unified fire breath, just fanning those flames and moving deeper into the chaos, because that's where that keyhole is. There's going to be some dark times. I'm seeing this moving fast through these bright skies and this infinite field, and then going down into caves where it feels heavy, suffocating. There's twists and turns. It's not certain which way to go. And there's these little forms of life that are going to be wherever you are. If you stop, if you breathe, if you turn on your inner light. I don't know how to turn on my inner light. Fan the flames. I open my heart and ask for the flames of my soul, of my infinite self, my infinite light, to brighten my path, to give me strength, to connect and communicate, to show me the symbols along the way. Maybe you're in Indiana Jones. Maybe you're on that adventure. You're finding the symbols. You're finding your old treasures. This is a year of treasure hunting. However, you can't do it if you're still stuck in the wounds. So when the hero or the heroine, you, of your life, goes from being buffeted about by circumstance, being dragged down by your past and your history, be full of fear and choosing from caution and uncertainty, letting disappointment sap your energy and your vision, dragging down and looking within instead of around, within and up. It's not just caution, it's openness. And that expectation, from expecting what you used to want, let it go. It isn't even good. You could manifest every one of your desires right now, and within 5 days, you're going to be like, that's not important right now. I'm ready for something else. I feel unfulfilled by this. Doesn't mean you can't make a lot of money and enjoy it and do good things and let it support your spiritual purpose. Of course you can. But what kind of energies are attached to having that money? Do you feel safe with it? Do you think you have to work hard for it? How is it coming to you? Are you judging it? Is it dragging you down? Believe me, I go so deep with the money patterns, because those are the ones about the self-beliefs and love and all of that too, that these are there. It's tainted. It's toxin. So you're on that part where, okay, you've seen the movie, right? You've seen the beginning of the story where you understand the history and you understand the abuse and you understand the fear and you understand the struggle and the successes and the joys, and you really care about this character. And yet you feel, right? When is it going to break? Now let everything break loose. Let it break loose. In fact, look for the chaos, because what is chaos? Everything moves back to source. Chaos. What is chaos? It just means everything. It's just everything that's there, just there. You pull from it, you organize it, you create a pattern, you step into that life. But you've been living the paradigm that we've all co-created based on fear, manipulation, control, lack, and all of that. I don't want any of that in my new life. So you're part of the alliance, you're freedom fighter, so to speak. And this is the moment in the story where the bottom drops out. Okay. I think that's how many people felt, 2020 and COVID and this and that, and the bottom fell out and everything changed, and the anger and the fear and the resentment rose up and the restrictions rose up. And have you noticed how it's more control, more oppression, more control, more oppression? You can't, lockdowns, blah, blah, blah. That's an energy. What do? Try to fight it? Why? Accept it, ponder it, look at it. Where is that doorway? Where's the keyhole within that? Step in and be the person. I keep seeing Han Solo. All right, fine. And stepping onto the bridge and just starting to take control, navigate through the chaos. That might be where you are. Or you might be in peaceful waters right now, where you can float and say, oh, this is really nice right now. But there are new things in those depths, and those waters are going to clear, and the current's going to carry you somewhere new. Being ready, being connected inwardly, and disconnected from the past. Create proactively. Move out. Accept that you have soul wounds, that you have parts of your soul that have been repressed, disconnected, locked up, shackled. Believe me, I see them all the time. Don't worry about it. Just say, I'm ready and willing. We're free. I'm free. I'm free. There is an eye. There is an eye. It looks like a sleepy eye. It's just starting to open. And it's deep within you. It's a slumbering eye. It got tired. It got exhausted. And it went to sleep. And this eye is opening, it's awakening in the planet, in this time, in every person, in every life form. This is the time of awakening. The eye is just beginning to open. Come into the moment, realize that you can awaken and see from a deeper part of you than you ever have. And as you do that, this month, feel that foundation. Know you can navigate rocky things. Enjoy the view, play, jump, rejoice, and follow the energy in each moment. You definitely are the hero, the heroine, savior, the mentor, the guide that you've been waiting for. And the cool thing about it is that it's you, your future you. There's many, many potential future yous. There's many, many potential destiny points that you can tap into. So when you stop trying to make it happen and you react and you get into the flow and you allow all the support to come from within and without, and the synchronicities and the guidance and oh, that's interesting. Look at what that trigger is. Look what's absorbing my mind. Look what state I'm stuck in. Oh, what is the freedom available to me here? How do I feel free of this? How do I empower myself from this? How do I take that sage wisdom and sacred? Sit by the sacred fires. Find your inner guide. Could be a Yoda guide, Find that wise sage, Merlin, that inner goddess, that angelic guide. Find that part of you that is here now. I'm showing 13. They're showing me 13. There's 13 very powerful guides available to each of us this year, they can only be accessed within. In that moment, you'll suddenly feel that guide, you'll feel that connection, you'll feel that wisdom pouring into you. For many of you, it's going to be a mentor in another life. Perhaps you had a life as an indigenous tribes person and you mentored with the wise elders or the medicine people. Perhaps you had experiences of being a healer in different forms, in different lives. You understand and your heart and your presence. So you in other lives, mentors and guides in other lives. And sacred wisdom, ancient wisdom, ancestral wisdom, but not tied to dogma and tradition. Ancestral wisdom where unity is, where all of those wisdoms come together. Where do all of those cross? What is the crossing point? Where is the click moment? The more you expect it, look for it, the more this is going to show up. Don't expect to get it the first time. Keep saying, oh, I'm supported. Okay, great. Tell me when I should turn. Be the GPS. And I'll keep opening, and I'll keep opening, and I'll keep clearing. I'm seeing a chimney stack. It's important to remember you're billowing toxic fumes. What are those toxic fumes? Well, you get to choose now. What are you putting out? What are you putting out? The you that you're being. This isn't about giving yourself and sacrificing yourself for others. This is about being the generator of a new energy that helps people have a vision that they have never seen or felt before. Fields of flowers. I'm seeing right now white daisies with yellow middles. Again, that daisy energy. So I would look up, I'm going to myself look up daisies, daisy chain, the idea of that. And also dandelions, like seeing the beauty in something that others have labeled bad, a weed, wrong, that poisons were developed just to get rid of dandelions so that your yard looked pretty. And yet they're beautiful yellow flowers. And then they turn into magical fairy balls of little white, they look like a sphere of a flower of life. They're actually quite incredible, their sacred geometry. And they're healing. People eat dandelion greens and they make dandelion tea and there's essences and it has many properties. And yet as a mass consciousness, at least in America and some countries, it's been labeled a bad thing. Oh, you have those in your yard, pull it up by the roots, get it out of here. That kind of hate, that kind of judgment needs to go, because some of the weeds that you've been pulling out are powerful healing, are beautiful, and help you to spread. Like, you make a wish and you blow that dandelion and all those little fairies fly out and they travel. So there's a part of you for this year that's going to come into unity to realizing the parts you've judged and the parts that you thought weren't good enough and the parts you've tried to hide or get rid of are really blessings. They carry your dreams. They connect. They're beautiful and they're healing. And there's ladders. I'm seeing little openings in the sky and then ladders, and they're just popping up all over. Like suddenly you're going to be going along and boom, it's sort of like a sci-fi movie. Then just a hole's going to open in the sky and a ladder is going to appear. You're going to have that moment to react and say, oh, really? Chutes and ladders. What were the ladders? They were shortcuts. Instead of having to go through this big journey all like this to get to there, you just do, up you went. All right? So take those moments, those ladder moments. Remember that your purpose and your powers are all designed for this moment. This moment of unity will bring together what we've been breaking down in a way you can't imagine. Who you will be at the end of this year, prepared for what's coming in 2023, what will be able to manifest and come to fruition in 2023 personally and for the globe will 100% depend on who you're being this year. It's important you know that everything you've done to be loving, to be kind, to accept yourself and others, to reach, to strive, to break free, has made a powerful difference. We have received the openings that will make it easier. Those ladders are going to appear. We are supported. We have done it right, and we're in the right moment at the right time. Let it dismantle and dissolve. Let it appear. Ride the rapids aware and float in the beautiful moments of peace and bliss. All of it is here. You're deeply supported. Come into unity. What do you want to unify with? What do you want to remember that you are one with? So right now there's certain guides, certain angels. I'm seeing Sekhmet, I'm seeing Athena, I'm seeing some Mary energies. It's some sheep, kind of like sheep with wool energies. I'm seeing some very wise sage energy, almost like druid looking energy over here. And there's a lot of rivers, there's a lot of fires, there's a lot of ancient wisdom keepers, talkers, nature talkers around fires, along rivers. The crystals have been programmed to reawaken, and it started several years ago. That's going to go to a new level. The sacred wisdom and knowledge that's been sleeping in the temples, in the vortexes, in the earth, in the rivers, in the crystals, in the dirt, in your cells, in your DNA. All of this year is a year that those reunite. When you reunite, these powers will complete a very important circuit, like a wiring. So this year is like a big remodel coming together with the right elements, the right and beautiful are coming together. You're the center. Stand in the center. Be in the center. Be in the moment. Be aware. Be you. Namaste. Thank you so much, everyone. Many blessings. Thanks for hanging out for so long. We never know what these energies are going to say, how long we're going to go. I love dandelions. You didn't get to sleep at Lucy until 4 a.m.? Me neither. I slept about 1 or 2 hours. It was awesome. At first, I was reading and channeling and doing cards and dreaming and doing my visualizing and feeling. And then it became pain in my body. It was releasing like crazy. And I would massage this and I would stretch that and I would breathe. And then my heart started to race. And it was just like I went through this incredible cleanse and purge through the night. So again, be in that moment. Don't judge it as bad. Do what you need to do to take care of yourself. Okay, everybody? I'm not doing readings today. I'm doing New Year energy readings today. All of the soul readings, the soul reading bundles, everything to do with doing readings and doing sessions with you. They're really very deep sessions, so it's not just a little reading, are on sale in the shop. So make sure that you get that. We've got another week or so that's on sale, and it's the lowest prices of the year for sure. So I hope you'll get them, whether you want to use them now or later. And I hope you'll join the chakra class as well, because last night, that was one of the downloads I got. Wow, I've already been teaching in my Light Body School the way that the chakras have been changing. And the mystery schools that I've been through many, many years ago, telling us the colors are changing, the frequencies are changing, how they interact, how they work are changing. But these are energy centers that hold some of these old soul wounds that need to be retrieved, the contracts that need to be completed. And this is self-realization, realizing, oh, okay, I've got to clean the basement, or, oh, okay, I don't have to carry that anymore. So there's a lot of things that happen, a lot of potential, and a lot of healing. And most of all, wow, the visions I was just getting are moving really fast. All of this guidance, to me, it's like an adventure. It's like whatever story you like, The Hobbit, or the, Princess Bride, or the whatever, the idea that you are on a journey, an adventure, an archetypical journey, and there's going to be these guides. So again, I'll share with you that we are emerging into grace, and trust your intuition. I love this. Really look at this. Look at how much that I'd already gotten and how much came through is true of that. So if you're going to move through the eye of a needle, which is what we're doing, not a lot you can do. Let go. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. Have a beautiful and blessed day. Make sure you check what we're going to be doing next. We're going to be doing, I've got some people coming on this month to do predictions and energies, more of this kind of stuff. I'm looking for all kinds of different people. If there's someone you like, please tell Donna at ASST@nanakasha.com. Make sure you get on the list if you're not. Subscribe to the YouTube, and make sure that you're in tune, because I'm going to be making videos about whatever's downloading. I don't know. We're going to see what comes through, but I started having all these visions the other day. I made some videos over the holidays for my kids of me making cacao, blending it, and using it in a drink and different things. And my mother kept saying, these are so informative, I thought, well, I can share cooking. I can share sacred ways of bringing things into your life, making these bundles. I also did some informational videos for my kids on that. And so there's going to be more information, but I'm also not committing to like 50. I'm going to put 5 videos out every week. Okay, this is part of honoring myself and being in the moment. Tomorrow I may go, oh my gosh, and do a video and stick it up there. So, but then I might not do one for a while. I know we have the full moon one coming up. We've got one on chakras. And we've got one on soul reading stories. Ooh, yeah. So if you've had a soul reading with me and you would like to share the impact it had on you, the changes that happened, how it felt, please let me know. Please send your information to nan@nanakasha.com if you want it to go directly to me or to Donna. And I'm going to be writing a book. I've got 3 or 4 books in the process, but this is the year they're finally going to come to fruition. And I think the first one is going to be called Soul Reading Stories. So I'm not going to use anybody's name. I'm not going to give away any of my clients' personal secrets. However, it's so important that people understand what happens in these sessions, in these readings, what I've seen over the years, the change that happens for people, the freedom that happens for people, the empowerment that happens for people, that I love stories about people's real experiences. So if you have anything to share with me that I don't know from some experience you had with me, I would so love to hear what it is. And I'm going to be talking about themes and patterns. So I'm going to do some live streams where I share some of those soul reading stories as well, because I'm really going to be immersed in that, telling and sharing, so that it can be a guide for people to open. Your story is very important. It's full of symbolism. It's full of magic. It's full of the archetypal hero's journey. It's full of wisdom and patterns and knowledge and experience and expertise. And we all get to become the wise sage now, accepting our scars and being who we came here to be. So namaste. Oh, you did. John Vieva said she also had so much pain at night, not sleeping well. Isn't that amazing? I love you so much too. You're so welcome, Sandra and Genevieve and CVK and Kier and Debbie and Lucy and everyone. Yeah, so be in the moment. Like I said to Chris, I know that I've been doing stretching, walking. I've been picking up a lot of shells on the beach, and so I use that to do the yoga stretches. I knew some of the reasons, but I had no idea. I had this amazing pain down the side of my throat, neck, and I just started going, okay, and I'd work through it, I'd breathe, I'd do energy work, I'd massage it or whatever, and then I'd be like, okay, I can go to sleep now, and then a pain over here, and then this. So what I realized was whatever's going on is helping me to get sure-footed. It's helping me release these pains and this disease, and I am really focused on tapping into that future destiny of my healthy, flexible body that can channel and hold more and more energies to be more and more light, and find a path for all of us so we can play together. So I'm playing this year. I'm loving myself this year more than ever before. I'm accepting and I'm flowing, but it doesn't mean I'm not creating. It doesn't mean I'm not actively focusing on my path. So finding that balance means letting go of the shackles of the suffering and the attachments, letting go of the wants and the needs and the grasping and the desperation and the ego and all that, and riding in the flow, being present in the moment. There's more joy, there's more love, there's more money, there's more opportunity, there's more everything in the moment, because it's really all that exists anyway. Then you get to start to open a pathway into your future, into your optimal blueprint. So you could be any version of you right now. Why not tune into the optimal one? All right. Oh, I love that, Brigitte. Thank you so much for these pushings. Very nice. Yes. Well, be grateful you're not in pain, and not sleeping means that there's a lot of energy coming. You're probably downloading, you're probably learning, you're probably releasing. So enjoy it as much as you can. All right. Bye, everybody. Namaste. Shop.nanakasha.com or nanakasha.com. I hope to play with you. Like I said, I want to do a lot more guests. So watch this month. We're going to have people coming on. Holly's going to come on and channel Ishtara, I think, about what's the energies this year. My beautiful friend Donnie Marie is going to come on and share with us. So we're going to keep reaching out to find new people to come to share with us what the energies are, as well as continue to do all these things to help to support you, to be you, to love you, to enjoy you, regardless of what we're going through. If you're navigating, if you're like Sound of Music, if you're running from the Nazis and having to go through the Swiss Alps, that's just where you are. So I loved the vision I had of like, boom, you're stepping in now to take control, but not because you have a plan, but because you want to take action. You want to get control of that ship. You want to go, and you have to navigate through what is into this future. Okay, everybody. Lots of love. Bye.